right, so today we're going to go over how to draw Shin Godzilla roaring. We are going to go over this step by step and for beginners. It's only going to be about a 10-minute drawing lesson, so stick around all the way to the very end. So at the very end of 10 minutes, you'll have a new skill. Like I said, it's relatively simple. It's just the head of Shin Godzilla. But all right, let's get going. I'll be using this marker. Also, if you like learning how to draw Godzilla, dinosaurs, or anything else, any other cartoon, hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification. All right, so let's kind of jump into Shin Godzilla's head here. First thing I'm thinking about is his like top of the brow, where essentially where his eye's going to be, and there's always going to be a bump there because his design's kind of interesting. It looks a little bit like a almost like a trash bag or something to me. It looks very just this big bubbly thing right here for the snout. Pulling down. There's going to be teeth here. I'm just kind of throwing this zigzag shape here as a placeholder, but I do want to go back into those teeth a little bit more. And we'll talk about that. I'm not going to put him in quite so harsh. Pulling down here, we're going to find his actual eye, which is a really big characteristic of him. He's got this creepy eye going on. And then over here is the section, containing the eye, the brow area. It's like deep sunken into his eye socket there. And we're going to fill that in and it'll look a little bit more normal in a second here. Over here with the nasal cavity. Going to pull back for the back of the head. It's going to pull down. And it's going to trail off that way. Going to pull I was talking about the skin on the side of the mouth of Godzilla's. Like lizards have that. There's this kind of skin as your mouth opens. Not everybody, but I'm talking about like lizards. The mouth is going to continue on backwards, pulling down here. The leathery part of the skin over here, but like again, this is that inner skin area, which we'll go back into in a second. Pulling down here, zigzag shaped, and we're going to find the open mouth. Right there. He's got a huge, huge open mouth. Pulling back. Back of the jaw over here. And he's going to have these lines coming from his jaw, which is it was supposed to be the sternocleidomastoid. And then we're going to pull in for the throat here. Just a bit here. There's a lot of adjustments we could do this guy because he's so bubbly and stuff. He's so it's all going to be texture with him. So let's, real quick, pulling up, we're going to draw one or two of the spikes in his back. So we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. He's got really spiky spikes. And I'm just going to draw like 2, they're going off of the back there. So you can see as we have like a regular kind of layout for him. And now really is going to be the detail, which is the whole thing. So I'm going to fill this in, this eye socket. Even though it looked like an eye, right? That's funny. I'm going to fill that in. And I'm going to start pulling these kind of organic, bubbly shapes from it. And, like right there, that looks too much like eyelashes. So to make it look less like eyelashes, I'm going to use a thinner line and thicker line. I'm going to vary up the pressure on these so they don't look the same. If they look the same, that's what's making them look like eyelashes. What I'm trying to do here is go in and make them look like bubbly textured skin. And I believe he's the most horrifying looking Godzilla, I think. So I'm pulling these like when we talk about in our dinosaur designs, I'm pulling these like these shapes underneath. The light source is almost always coming from above, so I'm pulling these curved lines on the bottom of like the scales per se, but this one I'm really varying up the sizes a lot because he's got such bubbly gross skin, like more than I think your average dinosaur or average Godzilla. And let's fill in the mouth area here as well. Let me see. I think you got his tongue over here, and I'm gonna fill in. Well, not totally fill in, but I'm gonna throw a lot of dark over here in the pit of his mouth because he's roaring, you know. Just gonna fill in a lot of it, not all of it, but I'm gonna fill in a bunch of it, and it's gonna trail off a little bit. Kind of like here, it'll trail off just a bit. The other thing I want to do is I want to draw the teeth going into the gums. That's a huge characteristic that he has too. He has no lips, and I think most Godzillas have lips. I think he's one of the few that doesn't, if not the only one. So it makes him look a lot more horrifying. He looks like this, like piranha thing. I am gonna fill in, I guess, a lot of this over here. All right. And I'm continuing drawing like a little bit bigger on these bumps on his face, just kind of like throwing in like thicker uh thicker bumps. And you're gonna throw these like everywhere. I'm using like a thicker brush. What do you call it? Swatch of my marker here as well for some of the stuff. I'm using like a thicker line because he's so bubbly and so gross. And I'm gonna throw lines over here for the inner part of the skin here. Gonna go over here on the edge and maybe put more teeth there as well. Gonna go over here, draw more teeth on the bottom. So as you can tell, there's a lot of subjectivity that comes to him. He just looks like this giant textured turtle or something. That's kind of what I think of Shin. This like Attack on Titan version of Godzilla almost, because he's got these, you know, like almost zombie-like qualities, which is really strange and cool, right? That's the whole thing with him. We could throw curved lines here. He has these curved openings. That's a feature that they all have, or that the Shin has. And I'm continuing right here, just kind of putting this texture almost everywhere. That's the thing. It's not everywhere quite, but I'm trying to go relatively quick, and they're very, you know, it's very scattered and very like almost like very random. But that would be the biggest characteristic with him, with Shin, is this gross skin. I think without it, it looks, you know, nothing like him. You have to kind of throw this textured pattern on him. Like so. But if once you get it down, once you get like the rhythm for it, it'll be pretty easy, honestly. You're just throwing this pattern all over his face. You know, this acne going on. But that's the biggest thing with him, as opposed to any other Godzilla. Other Godzillas, I feel, are a little more distinct in their design. Him, I just think it's all texture. I'm almost done right here. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, if you got any value from this video in any way, please, if you want to help the channel out, share the video. There's an automatic share button here on YouTube. Press share and share it to Twitter or you know, or Facebook or Reddit or anything. When you do that, it helps the algorithm out immensely, and it just kind of changes the entire game here for us. It's 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds, and it's totally free. Like I said, if you got any sort of value, or if you're, you know, Godzilla fan, because I want to draw way more of these. The more views these get, the more Godzilla videos I'll draw. And thank you so much. I will see you next time, and I'll see you soon. Okay, see you later. Oh, also, when you draw, keep it easy.